Good day. I will give an extra lesson today, but please kindly follow me on my Facebook page and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Today, we will talk about describing the roots of quadratic equation. Okay, let us recall the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b, positive or negative square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And b squared minus 4ac is called as the discriminant. So, ang gagamitin lang natin na formula ngayon ay ang discriminant ng quadratic formula. The expression b squared minus 4ac is the quadratic equation's discriminant. The discriminant determines the nature of the roots of a quadratic. If b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, then the roots are real and equal. If b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, then the roots are real and unequal. If b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, the roots are not real. Let us now have our example. Describe the roots of x squared plus 6x plus 9 is equal to 0. When we said describe, kailangan ang isulat natin dyan ay yung kanina na real, unequal, equal, or not real. So, paano ba natin i-describe ang roots ng given quadratic equation? We have the following steps. So, una, ang gagawin natin is to bring down yung quadratic equation. So, first step, the quadratic equation must be in standard form. Standard form is yung ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So, since ang ating quadratic equation sa unang example ay naka-standard form na, proceed na tayo sa second step. Determine the values of a, b, and c. Value ng a, value ng b, and value ng c. So, a is equal to 1 since wala tayong nakikitang constant sa tabi ng x squared, b is positive 6, and c is positive 9. Third step, substitute the values of a, b, and c in the expression b squared minus 4ac or yung ating discriminant. So, isulat natin yung ating formula ng discriminant equals b squared minus 4ac, and then isubstitute natin. When we said substitute, katulad sa basketball, papalitan natin. So, yung b or a, b, at c ay papalitan natin ng corresponding values nila. So, yung b squared minus 4ac ay magiging 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 9. Yung b o yung 6 ay value ng b. Yung negative 4 ay fixed, na kung saan iyon yung laging nasa formula. And then yung a ay naging 1. And then yung c ay naging positive 9. Maglalagay tayo ng open and close parentheses para hindi maging 419 ang ating solution. So ngayon, ang gagawin na natin is to multiply or get the square of 6. That is 6 times 6. And then, imumultiply naman natin mamaya yung iba pang numbers. So, magiging 36. I-bring down natin yung negative 4 times 1 times 9. Next, i-bring down naman natin yung 36 minus, and then i-multiply natin 4 times 1 times 9. So, the answer or the result, 36, i-bring down natin yung 36, and then copy the negative sign or the minus sign. 4 times 1 is 4, times 9, that is 36. So, let us now get the difference of 36 and the other 36. So, 36 minus 36 is equal to 0. So, meron na tayong sagot sa ating discriminant. Sundan natin yung pang-apat na step, describe the roots of the given quadratic equation. So, since our answer is 0, therefore, we can describe the given roots in which since b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, since 0 ang nakuha nating sagot, then the roots are real and equal. Another example, Describe the roots of 2x squared minus 10x plus 8 is equal to 0. Again, i-bring down natin yung ating given quadratic equation. First step, the quadratic equation must be in standard form. Naka-standard form na ang ating given, so proceed na tayo sa second step. Determine the values of a, b, and c. The value of a is 2. The value of b is negative 10. Don't forget the negative sign on the given equation. And the value of c is positive 8. Third step is to substitute the values of a, b, and c in the expression b squared minus 4ac. Again, ang b squared minus 4ac, ang formula ng discriminant. So, isulat natin ang formula sa baba. And then, isubstitute na natin ang values ng a, b, at c sa formula ng discriminant. So, magiging negative 10 squared since negative 10 ang value ng b, negative 4 yung nasa formula, and then the value of a is 2, and the value of c is positive 8. Ngayon, ang uunahin natin gawin is to square the negative 10. So, this will become positive 100 because 10 times 10 is 100. Negative times negative is positive. And then, bring down lang natin yung negative 4 times 2 times 8. Next is to multiply 4 times 2 times 8. So, i-bring down natin yung 100 minus 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 8 is 64. So, let us now subtract. 100 minus 64 is 36. Fourth step is to describe the roots of the given quadratic equation. So, meron na tayong final answer ng discriminant which is yung 36. Ngayon, i-describe na natin ano ba yung roots ng quadratic equation. So, since b squared minus 4ac is greater than to 0, dahil ang 36 ay greater than 0, then the roots are real and unequal. Last example, describe the roots of 3x squared minus 2x equals negative 5. Let us bring down the given quadratic equation. The first step, the quadratic equation must be in standard form. The standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Pero yung ating given quadratic equation ay hindi naka-standard form dahil ang constant ay nasa right side ng equal sign. Kailangan nasa left side siya. So, let us transpose this negative 5 to the left side. So, magiging 3x squared minus 2x plus 5 equals 0. Because when we transpose a given number on the left side or to the other side, this sign will change. So, kung negative ang constant, this will now become positive. And then, proceed na tayo sa second step. Determine the values of a, b, and c. The value of a is 3, the value of b is negative 2, and the value of c is positive 5. Next, substitute the values of a, b, and c in the expression b squared minus 4ac. Isulat natin ang formula ng discriminant and then isubstitute na natin o palitan na natin ng numbers ang bawat letters. So, b squared minus 4ac will become negative 2 squared since ang value ng b ay negative 2 minus 4 times 3 times 5. And then, let us get the square of negative 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And then negative times negative is positive. Copy the resulting equation. So, negative 4 times 3 times 5. Next is to multiply these three numbers and then i-copy lang natin yung 4 minus. So, magiging 4 minus 60. Because 4 times 3 is 12 times 5, that is 60. So, the answer is negative 56. Because 4 minus 60 is negative 56. Paano naging negative ang 56? Because the sign of 60 here will now become negative. So, copy the sign of the bigger number. So, that is negative 56. Last step is to describe the roots of the given quadratic equation. Negative 56. So, since b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, ibig sabihin, mas maliit ang negative 56 sa 0 kasi negative number siya then the roots are not real. Let us now proceed in finding the sum and the product of the roots. We have this example: find the sum and the product of the roots of x squared plus 6x plus 9 is equal to 0. First step, the quadratic equation must be in standard form: ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So since ang ating quadratic equation ay naka-standard form na, proceed na tayo sa second step. Determine the values of a, b, and c. A is equal to 1, b is equal to 6, and c is equal to 9. Third step, substitute the values of a, b, and c in the formulas. The formula for the sum of the roots is x sub 1 plus x sub 2 is equal to negative b over a. And the formula for the product of the roots is x sub 1 times x sub 2 is equal to c over a. So, i-rewrite natin ang dalawang formula, and then i-substitute na natin yung values ng a, b, and c. So, magiging x sub 1 plus x sub 2 is equal to negative 6 over 1. Paano naging negative 6 kahit ang given ay positive 6 sa value ng b? Ito ay dahil ang nasa formula ng sum of the roots ay negative. So, kokopyahin natin yung negative sign and then substitute the value of b, which is 6 over 1, which is yung value naman ng a. Dito naman tayo sa product of the roots. X sub 1 times x sub 2 is equal to 9 over 1 dahil ang 9 ang value ng c at 1 ang value ng a. So let us now divide negative 6 by 1 and 9 by 1. So ang value o ang sagot, so sum of the roots is x sub 1 plus x sub 2 is equal to negative 6. And for the product of the roots, x sub 1 times x sub 2 is equal to positive 9. Okay, let us now summarize what we have learned. In describing the roots of a given quadratic equation, first, the quadratic equation must be in standard form. Again, when we said standard form, that is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Next, determine the values of a, b, and c. Third, substitute the values of a, b, and c in the expression. B squared minus 4ac. which is the discriminant. Fourth, describe the roots of the given quadratic equation. In finding the sum and the product of the roots, apply the formula. The formula for the sum of the roots x is x sub 1 plus x sub 2 is equal to negative b over a, while the formula for the product of the roots is x sub 1 times x sub 2 is equal to c over a. Again, the formula for the sum of the roots is negative b over a, and the formula for the product of the roots is c over a. I hope you learned something in our lesson. Thank you for watching. If you have questions or suggestions, feel free to comment below. Enjoy learning mathematics. God bless us all.